If you guys are in need of any grinding services, hit up my guy Rose NBA on Twitter. From domination to getting you guys a 95 plus overall hidden gem, he does it all. What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over these cards, but more so breaking them down in shoot around, talking about each and every one of their releases, whether they can play for you guys or not. Now, I do want to say this. I go through these cards briefly today. I did upload a video last night talking more specifically about their stats and badges. Today is going to be more talking about the releases, those types of things. Now, I do want to start this video by saying this. Do not, under any circumstance, unless you have over $5 million, lock in for the 97 overall hidden gem. Like, it is absolutely not worth your time. I'm telling you, like, that is the worst value thing in the game. To lock in 13 cards that are not great for one Galaxy Opal who could be an absolute garbage man. It is absolutely not worth your time. But that's just kind of my brief opinion. Now, briefly breaking down these cards. I'm not a fan of really any of them outside of Steven Jackson's really good. Josh Hart, I think, could be solid. And then at the top tier, Jalen Brunson, Galaxy Opal, I don't really love. As far as a really budget option, Paul George could be really solid for you guys. But again, if you want an in-depth breakdown on all of these cards, that is up on my channel. Go click on my last video from last night, watch it, because again, I don't feel like reviewing all of these cards, one by one. Now let's start off with Robert Horry. Robert Horry's got like 62 speed, guys. Like, he's got 62 speed. The card, in my opinion, is not really good whatsoever. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to shoot with Robert Horry. Like, is he on the all-time Rockets? I doubt it. Like, I don't even know where Robert Horry would be at. But he's got a really good release. But the problem is, the release is just going to be too slow. Like, it really is that simple. It really is, that easy to understand. But let's take a look at Paul George. Like, even with the Ruby Paul George, he is going to be okay. The thing for me is when I'm looking at Ruby Paul George, he's going to have a good release. Defensively, he's going to be really solid. The problem with the card is he doesn't even come with on-ball menace. And so you guys know his release is going to be solid. He's going to be a great 3-and-D player. But again, when I go through and look at his stats and badges, there's nothing really that impressive about this Ruby Paul George. 6'8", 83 ball, 81 ball, no defensively okay, 84 speed. To me though, and this is just my opinion, how much better is he than this Paul George? And you guys can flame me in the comments. He is better by quite a bit, but it's just like, I don't know if he's going to be that good. I don't mind him though, because he is 6'8". He's got a good release. His defense is going to be pretty stout. I feel like if you do give him clamps or the on-ball menace badge, he's going to be pretty solid. To be honest, I don't hate Paul George. I wish he was slightly better statistically speaking though. Andrew Bogut, a worthless garbage can, 33 3-ball, 37 speed. That's all you need to know. Darius Miles. The problem with Darius Miles is this. Stat-wise, the card is nearly perfect. Again, I can't hate on Darius Miles stat-wise or badge-wise. The card is literally nearly perfect. The problem with Darius Miles is he's got the Brook Lopez jump shot. Like, that's really the only problem I see with him. Everything else about Darius Miles is fantastic. It's fire. But I can't use a card that has that bad of a jump shot. To me, that is not going to get the job done. And so that's kind of, a concern that I do have with Darius Miles is he has the Brook Lopez jump shot. So what does that Brook Lopez base look like? Well, I'll show you guys here for this video. It's going to be kind of what it's been in the past years. It's just ugly, okay? That was obviously a drifter, but it's going to look something like this. Pretty bad, pretty ugly. It depends on the upper too, but it is going to be super slow in my team. Now again, 6'9", going to be able to play lanes. I still feel like if he's super cheap, could be worth your time because again, stat-wise, badge-wise, Darius Miles is fantastic. It's just tough for me with knowing that release to hype this card up to the moon. I like him stat badge-wise though. Jeff Teague, 84 3-ball, defensively okay, badge-wise not great. At the end of the day, he's 6'3", and he's Jeff Teague. You can't convince me that Jeff Teague could ever be good on 2K unless they gave him like the best release in the game. And you guys can call me haters, say I don't know what I'm talking about, but that is just the truth for what I believe. Now, I think Jeff Teague, is he on the all-time Hawks, or does he not quite make it? He does make it. I figured Jeff Teague, he was tough in his prime, would make the all-time Hawks. Remember, this is like a podcast type drop. I love Jeff Teague's release. I actually think Jeff Teague is going to be good. And that's crazy because I never thought that I could sit here and hype up Jeff Teague, but but I think this card is going to be really solid in the game. He's got a great jump shot. He's going to be able to knock down shots at an elite level. I like Jeff Teague in this game. I never thought I would say it, but here I am saying I like Jeff Teague. Absolutely insane to me that Jeff Teague is actually going to be okay. His player build looks good. His release, although I'm missing with it, looks very solid as well. Jeff Teague is a hooper on this game. I never, ever thought I would say it, but Jeff Teague with his release is going to be able to hoop. Now, as far as his movement, I don't know if anybody can really move that well on this game, so I'm not going to sit here and love or hate on Jeff Teague, but I actually don't hate the card. Never thought that would be where I'm at with Jeff Teague, but his release, his jump shot is actually pretty good. Still wouldn't overpay for him. Still don't think he's going to be the elite level, but his release is actually really solid. Q Rich up next, 6'6", 93 3-ball, 86 ball handle. Defensively, leaves quite a bit to be desired. Shooting badges are fantastic, though. The problem with Q Rich is it's just like outside of shooting the basketball, what does he really do on the floor? Not a whole ton. Shooting badges are fantastic. But again, I wish he just did slightly more on the court because it's tough for me just seeing what the card gets into to really be super high on Quentin Richardson. Now, release-wise for Quentin Richardson, what does the card come with? Well, he comes with the Al Horford jump shot. So again, I don't have Quentin Richardson exactly on here. I don't know. I might be able to find him somewhere. But I do have Al Horford. Now, he has a Kendrick Nunn upper. Quentin Richardson does, so it might be slightly better, but it's going to be another bad release. Like, this is the Al Horford base. Again, the upper can help things or hurt things, but Q-Rich is not going to be good solely because of that release. If his release was slightly better, might hype up the card, but obviously with that release, it is going to be tough to really hype him up too much. Lou Will up next, 6'2", 94 3-ball, can barely dunk. Defensively leaves a lot to be desired. 7 Hall of Famers. Yikes. Another card that's just an undersized point guard. And Lou Will in his prime was so tough. Like, him and Montrezl Harrell for the Clippers was such a fun team. Like, when was that? Was he on this team? No. Okay, it was a little bit later on, I believe. But Lou Will was so fun on the Clippers. It's crazy that he's not on the all-time Clippers. Like, okay, maybe I'm gassing Lou Will, but I'm telling y'all, in Lou Will's prime, he was an absolute bucket getter. Him and Montrezl Harrell really did it for the Clippers for a time. I don't know what, jump shot he has. I can't go into shoot around and obviously shoot with the card. What I will say is this for Lou Will. On 2KDB, it says he has the Lou Will jump shot. Who knows? Like, genuinely, who knows for Lou Will? I'm not exactly sure. I've heard good things about Josh Hart since my video last night. 6'4", 93 ball, 85 driving neck, 86 ball, no, perfect defensively, 88 speed, badge-wise, literally perfect. Comes with Hall of Fame on-ball menace. The only downside to Josh Hart is he's 6'4". People are telling me Josh Hart gets the best animations in the game, though. And so if that's true, I think he's actually going to be solid even at the small forward position. Now, I know he's undersized. I know, you guys are going to be quick to judge. I was too. But hear me out a second. If he's 6'4", in his release, MK, I mean, that was my first shot with him. Be patient. His release, let's check it out. It doesn't look like the worst. It does look, not super fast. But again, it looks like it's going to be easy to time, easy to green. He's 6'4". He's going to be able to knock down shots. His driving dunk's at 85. His defensive stats look good. Maybe Josh Hart can play a little bit. Now, I still would say like Diamond AK is going to be better than Josh Hart. I'd still take Hachimura over Josh Hart in a heartbeat. But I am telling you, I think Josh Hart's going to be able to play for you guys. So do not sleep on Josh Hart. I think this card is going to be a solid 3-and-D player. And if he ends up being, I don't know, 40,000 MT, could be worth your time to pick up. I do not hate Josh Hart whatsoever. He is undersized, though. Steven Jackson up next. 6'8", 88 3-ball, 86 pull handle, defensively solid, 88 speed, 6 Hall of Famers. 15 on gold, including on-ball menace. Steven Jackson is a beast, guys. Like, I don't know how else to really phrase it. I don't even know who, like, because I don't even think I got the Ruby. Is there a Ruby Steven Jackson in the game? I think there is. But I do not think that I have Steven Jackson on my squad. So I don't even think I will be able to give you guys what the card looks like. But I will say this, from everybody that's used Steven Jackson this year, I've only heard good things about him. Literally only heard good things about him. Now let's take a look at what his release is going to be like. Goran Dragic base, I think it's okay, not great. Pro dribble style, no hot spots. But again, when I'm looking at Steven Jackson, he's 6'8", he's going to be able to knock down shots, play solid defense. Overall, a solid card. I think he's going to be better than a guy like Josh Hart. JJ Redick, I don't even want to go to shoot around with you. I will if I can find you, but you have 76 speed. Like, I'm glad the Wolves flooded the Lakers last night just because 2K gave us a dog water JJ Redick card. Like, honestly, I don't care about the rest of it. If they want to give us JJ Redick, then I'm glad he got flooded. Because it is sad to see. Now, JJ Redick, oh my gosh. Maybe the worst diamond in the game. Like, genuinely. Get him off my court. He might be the worst diamond in the game. And the worst part is people are going to buy him because he's going to be able to shoot the ball. But the card stinks. He's horrible on this game. If you buy JJ Redick, you need help. Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero up next, 6'4", 94, 3.85, driving deck 95 ball. No, defensively, really solid. I like Agent Zero on this game. Now, some more reasons to like the card. Hotspots from both slots. Again, good speed, solid defense, badge-wise, okay, not great for Agent Zero. It's not my favorite. He doesn't have my favorite badge in the game, but again, it is okay. I'm not gonna lie, the Washington Wizards team was the first team I really liked. Agent Zero, Deshaun Stevenson, like they had some guys on that team. This squad right here, Anton Jameson, Caron Butler, Brendan Haywood, like this was the team that I first liked. Now, as far as his release, it's good this year. We've seen Gilbert Arenas with good releases. We've seen Gilbert Arenas with bad releases. This year, he's got a really, really good release. One of the quicker jump shots in the entire game. And that's crazy because, again, Gilbert Arenas has seen some bad jump shots over the course of his time. But it's a weird release because he really doesn't jump on it. But it is quick, normal leaner. I hate that. It's not necessarily great, but I don't hate that. Gilbert can play. Wide player build, good release. I don't hate this card whatsoever. Going to be able to dunk the ball, play decent defense at 6'4". Again, I wouldn't overspend for Agent Zero, but this card can absolutely play, and it all starts and ends with his release. He has a solid release on this game. Getting hot spots from both the left and right slot. He's going to be able to play. Next up, Cedric Maxwell. I've got a problem. A 72 3-ball is not getting the job done. Sure, defensively, he's solid. Really solid, immovable, on-ball menace, but a 72 3-ball at the small forward position is not getting the job done. And I think people are going to think back, well, Ty, a couple of years ago in 2K22, Cedric Maxwell was one of the best cards in the game. Yeah, and once upon a time, I was one of the, I could dunk the basketball. I can't anymore. So why are we living in the past? Like, get over it, guys. Cedric Maxwell once upon a time was good, sure, but that time has came, that time has went. He is no longer that elite of a card, and it's just sad to see. I can't even give you guys a shoot around of Cedric Maxwell, so I'll talk you through exactly what the card is going to do for you guys, because let's look at it. Default swing base, it's going to be a solid release. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not. That release is going to be good, at least solid enough. Pro dribble style, hot spots from 4 to 5 places, but again, the 72 3-ball is too troll for me. It's too troll for me. You will not see me using that card. Last but certainly not least, Jalen Brunson, 6'2", 97 3-ball, 70 driving dunk, good enough, 97 bueno, defensively solid, 96 speed, badge-wise, fantastic. Jalen Brunson looks really good. The problem is he's only 6'2". That's the only negative thing I can say about Jalen Brunson, is he is only 6'2". I guess another negative thing I can say is his release this year is not as good as it has been in past years. Like in past years, Jalen Brunson has had like the best release in the game. This year it's not bad. It still is pretty smooth, but it's not quite as good as it has been in past years. It is still really, really smooth. Can't hate on that. As far as his leaner, doesn't look too great to me, especially going right, going left. Looks really good going left, actually. So good jump shot, can dunk the ball, defensively gonna be okay. I can't hate too much on Brunson, but it's just the fact, like, I don't know. He's an undersized point guard in a game in which we have a lot of good point guards. So I guess that's where I, feel like Brunson leaves a lot to be desired. He's fine, but that's where I think, the card's going to leave something to be desired. So overall, do not open packs today. This drop kind of stinks. Cards I'm looking at the most, Steven Jackson as well as Josh Hart. Probably my 2 favorite cards today. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.